Welcome to this channel where we give you first-hand information about women, sex and sexuality. We dive deep into the emotional, psychological, and sexual dynamics between men and women. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive video into what women really want emotionally, sexually, and psychologically. So in today's video, I'm revealing 8 signs a woman wants to sleep with you, even if she'll never say it out loud. These are cues that bypass the friend zone and take you straight into her fantasies, if you know what to look for. She's giving you the look. She's suddenly closer than usual, and the vibe is different, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Is she really into you? Or are you reading too much into it? Here's the truth. When a woman wants to sleep with you, she won't just come out and say it. Not always. Why? Because women are masters at sending subtle signals. It's not that she's trying to confuse you, she's protecting her image, testing your awareness, and sometimes just trying to not look easy. But guess what? Her body, her words, and her behavior say more than she ever will out loud. Let's get into it. 1. She touches you in ways that break the safe zone. Okay, let's talk about touch. There's a big difference between polite, friendly contact and a woman touching you in a way that says, "I'm imagining what it would feel like to be much closer." When a woman is physically attracted to you, like sexually attracted, her touches change. Instead of a quick shoulder pat or casual high five, she lingers. She grazes. She finds excuses to adjust your collar, or fix your shirt, or get something off your beard. That's not just affection, it's foreplay in disguise. And if she's touching areas like your chest, your thighs, the back of your neck, or letting her fingers slide down your arm, trust me, it's not accidental. She's testing the waters. She's asking you to notice. Even more telling? If she touches you when there's no real reason to, no joke, no excuse, no social pressure, she's creating a private world where just the two of you exist. But here's the thing, she wants you to lead it somewhere, not ask, "Are you flirting with me?" She's hoping your masculinity picks up on the invitation and matches it confidently. You don't need to be aggressive, just aware and responsive. 2. Her eyes say it before her mouth does. Let me be clear, a woman's eyes are the gateway to her unspoken desires. If you know how to read her gaze, you'll know exactly what's on her mind. When a woman wants to sleep with you, her eye contact changes from casual to magnetic. It's not just about looking, it's how she looks. She'll hold your gaze longer than usual. She'll glance at your lips when you speak. She might look away when you catch her staring, but then look right back. This isn't shyness, it's sexual tension in its rawest, most playful form. And there's more. She'll dilate her pupils, blink slower, and position her head so you get a clearer view of her face or neckline. These microsignals are instinctive, not conscious decisions. They're part of her body saying, "I'm attracted to you." If she leans in slightly when you talk, or mirrors your posture, or bites her lip lightly while maintaining eye contact, brother, she's not just here for the conversation. And when her gaze starts scanning your body instead of just your eyes, your chest, your hands, your mouth, that's her undressing you mentally. You won't hear her say, "I want you." But her eyes? They'll scream it, if you're paying attention. Remember, women flirt with their eyes before they ever flirt with their bodies. Don't miss the signal. 3. She touches you in safe places, but often. You see, when a woman wants to sleep with you, but doesn't want to come across as too easy, she doesn't make bold moves. She plays the slow game. But here's the kicker. Her body will still try to tell you the truth. How? She starts touching you, but subtly, and only in places that society deems safe. Think shoulders, forearms, hands, even your back. These aren't overtly sexual areas, but they're personal enough to spark chemistry. She might laugh and tap your arm, then keep her hand there a bit longer. Or she could fix something on your shirt that doesn't actually need fixing. This is intentional, but disguised as casual. It's her way of testing your response. She's thinking, does he notice me? Does he like this? Will he touch back? And here's where it gets deeper. If you respond positively, say, by gently reciprocating the touch, she may up the intimacy. Maybe a brush on the thigh during a deep conversation. A friendly hand on your chest when she's making a point. Suddenly, those touches don't feel friendly anymore. That's the transition from casual interest to clear sexual intent. Now let me warn you, don't mistake every touch for flirtation. Some women are naturally tactile. But when the touches are frequent, linger a second too long, or happen specifically when you're alone, she's signaling desire. Especially if the touching escalates when you're in a more private setting, like in the car or chilling on a couch. She may not say, "I want you," but her hands, they're telling a story. Watch for it. 4. She makes sex part of the conversation. Indirectly. Okay, let's get a little spicy with this one. You know she wants to sleep with you when she starts threading sexual innuendos into your conversations, without ever saying it outright. She'll drop safe jokes about sex. She'll make you imagine things. She'll bring up friends' crazy hookups, or say things like, "Oh my God, you wouldn't be able to handle me." Or, "You look like trouble. I bet you're dangerous." And she says it with that little grin that dares you to flirt back. Here's the key, she's testing your sexual energy. She's gauging whether you'll catch the innuendo, whether you'll match her heat, without making it awkward. Because if you fumble or freeze, she'll instantly assume you're either insecure or not interested. This isn't her being playful for fun. It's her signaling that she's open, but she's not going to serve it on a platter. Why? Because she doesn't want to look easy. She wants you to unlock that door, but only if you're confident enough to know where the keyhole is. These conversations usually start light, jokes, teasing, shared stories. But if you respond well, the temperature rises. She may say things like, "I'm not the type to kiss on a first date, unless you tempt me." Boom. That's not just talk. That's an invitation dressed in a red velvet robe of plausible deniability. And here's the deeper part. Women do this because we're socially trained to appear modest, even when we want sex just as much as men. So if she's talking about it, even in code, she's likely been thinking about it even more. So don't just hear the words. Feel the energy behind them. If she's talking about sex, even jokingly, she's mentally there already. She just wants to see if you're man enough to meet her there, without making her feel judged. 5. She starts mirroring your body language. You know what's hotter than words? Subconscious alignment. And when a woman wants to sleep with you, one of the biggest giveaways is that her body starts mimicking yours, without her even realizing it. Psychologists call it mirroring, and it's one of the most powerful signs of attraction. Think about it. You lean forward during your chat, and suddenly she's leaning in too. You tilt your head, and 5 seconds later, hers tilts just slightly. You cross your arms or shift in your seat, and she does the exact same thing within moments. Why does this happen? Because her body is trying to connect with you emotionally and physically. It's trying to say, "I'm with you. I feel what you feel." It's the body's way of syncing up before more intimate closeness. But here's the twist, she doesn't even know she's doing it. When a woman wants you, especially sexually, her brain starts working overtime to sync with yours. She's opening the channel. Her subconscious is clearing the path toward deeper chemistry. And this isn't just about liking you, it's about craving closeness. This usually happens in more relaxed environments, after she's gotten past the small talk and she's feeling your vibe. You're making her laugh, making her think, and now? Her body wants to speak the language her lips won't say out loud. Here's something even deeper. If you're feeling bold, test this out. Make a subtle move, like leaning your chin on your hand or taking a sip from your glass. Watch her. If, within 5 to 10 seconds, she does something similar, game on. She's either emotionally bonding or physically fantasizing. 6. She touches herself, subtly, when around you. No, not that kind of touching. But yes, that kind of energy. Let me explain. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, when she wants you but doesn't want to say it, her physical body begins to act out her hidden desire. And one of the clearest ways this shows up? She touches herself in your presence, in subtle, subconscious ways. Like what? She starts stroking her own neck or collarbone when you're talking. She runs her fingers through her hair slowly, again and again. She traces the rim of her glass or plays with jewelry like it's a distraction, but she's locked in on you. She crosses and uncrosses her legs a little more than usual. She smooths down her thighs or dress while you're talking, even when nothing's wrinkled. You see, this isn't her just being fidgety. These gestures are rooted in nervous sexual energy. Her body is self-soothing, prepping itself for intimacy. Psychologists have found that when people are aroused or emotionally stirred, they engage in autoerotic gestures, little behaviors that mimic comfort, seduction, or stimulation. So when she's stroking her arm or biting her lip while maintaining eye contact, she may not be saying, "Take me now." But her body is begging for connection. And here's the kicker. She's doing it without realizing it. That's why it's so powerful. Because when these signs leak out from the subconscious, they're authentic. They're raw. And they don't lie. Now, here's how you respond. You don't call it out. You don't make it awkward. You mirror her vibe. Slow down. Speak in a lower tone. Match her sensual energy and watch how it intensifies the atmosphere between you. These small touches are often a woman's way of initiating intimacy without actually making the first move. It's a dare, a signal, a test. And the men who understand these signs? They're the ones who make her feel safe enough to take it further. 7. She imagines scenarios with you, and it shows. Here's a fun truth. Women don't fall into bed, they fall into fantasies. If a woman wants to sleep with you, chances are, she's already done it, in her mind. And if you're paying attention, you'll see the signs. Ever catch her looking at you, then quickly looking away? Ever notice her zoning out mid-conversation, like she just drifted somewhere else? Or maybe she throws a random comment like, "I wonder what you'd be like on vacation. You probably give really good massages, huh? I bet you're trouble." These aren't just harmless flirtations. They're mental rehearsals. When a woman wants you intimately, she begins to imagine moments with you. What your hands would feel like. What your body language is like behind closed doors. What you'd do if no one else was around. And those thoughts? They show up in her speech, her gaze, her laugh. Now, here's the critical part. She won't say these things directly, because again, women are wired to protect their image. But she'll play it off as curiosity, sass, or even jokes. Still, the subtext is clear. I've thought about it, and I want you to think about it too. If you respond with confidence, not cockiness, you open the door for deeper intimacy. Because nothing draws a woman closer than a man who can handle her mental desire without judgment or desperation. Here's what to do. Don't push. Don't jump into overt sexual talk. Just meet her where her mind is, then raise the heat gradually. This kind of anticipation? It drives her wild. Alright, time for sign number 8, and this one's the ultimate green light. It's the thing she does when she's ready, but still pretending she's not. 8. She puts herself in private situations with you, on purpose. Now, here's the undeniable, can't miss it, flashing red light kind of sign. She finds ways to be alone with you, repeatedly. And not just anywhere, but in settings where things could escalate. Let's say you two have been vibing for a while. Flirty looks, playful banter, lingering tension. Then out of nowhere, she says, "Wanna come over? I have a bottle of wine I need help finishing. We can watch the movie at my place, it's quieter. Let's just hang in my car for a bit. I don't feel like going in yet." These aren't coincidences. These are strategic invitations. Why? Because she's giving you an opportunity, in a safe, private space, to make a move, or at least let the chemistry breathe. And here's the deeper psychological truth. When a woman knows she wants you, but doesn't want to initiate, she creates an environment that gives you permission. She's not going to say, "Hey, I want you to touch me." But she will say, "Let's go somewhere quiet. Wanna stay a little longer? I don't want this night to end yet." She's removing external distractions and giving you a playground for tension, closeness, and escalation. Now, listen closely. This doesn't mean you just pounce. It means you read the moment. You respect her space and her vibe, but you also stay present, grounded, and sensual. She's not testing you to see if you're a predator. She's hoping you'll show up like a man who understands timing, tone, and control. Because in her eyes, that is what separates a fling from a fantasy. Let's be clear. If a woman didn't want you, she wouldn't invite you into her world like that. She wouldn't risk being alone with you. She wouldn't play with temptation unless she was hoping something would happen, but wanted you to take the lead. So don't second guess it. If she keeps putting you in private, intimate moments with her, and lingering there, she's already saying, "I want you," but you have to own this moment the right way. So now you know, the 8 subtle signs she wants you, but won't say it. If you've seen just 2 or 3 of these signs, chances are you're already on her mind late at night. But remember, desire is a dance, not a demand. You don't need to chase. You don't need to pressure. You just need to read her cues and be the man who responds with confidence, restraint, and intentional energy. Because when you do, she won't just sleep with you. She'll crave you over and over again. I'll see you in the next video.